I don't have good lighting in here.
You ruined it. Thank you.
That
I
was
can't see you
perfect.
anyways.
That was perfect.
Oh, and this is how we start. All right. Hi, I'm Jason, your Gen X host.
Hi, I'm Derek. I'm your millennial host.
And I'm James, your Gen Z host.
Welcome to Generations Unveiled. Okay, so in today's episode, we're going to discuss whether Diddy, did he? Did Diddy, or did he? Well, did he? Apparently, he did. And we'll discuss some of the
That's a dad joke for you.
Yeah, of course. But we'll discuss some of the things that that case was about and around, because it came up from our first episode when we were talking about the Epstein files and how Epstein was a diddler diddle do. Anyways, and he liked underage uh, girls. Um, However, it came up that the same thing was happened with Diddy, and um, from what I found, it's not the same. So, with no further ado, if anybody has anything about that they want to discuss, please bring that up. Anybody? Bueller?
Bueller. Bueller.
Bueller?
All right, well, I'm just going to say this first off. Um, Diddy changes his name all the time. So if he didn't do it, he would have already changed his name to Pete Didn't or P Not Guilty. He would have been that name change would already be in the books. He did it.
Well, he did. Yeah, we know that he did some stuff. I mean, that guy should have had some stock in Jergens. With the baby oil. Um,
Yeah.
some petroleum stocks or something, but uh, that was but you know i- what's the big deal about that? That's not a big deal. They call him, he had freak off parties and stuff, and frankly, you want to put on a Batman suit and go get your thing going, go right ahead. Uh, who cares? Now that wasn't the thing. But what we do know is that the government was going after him. And when the government goes after you, they don't normally go after you for uh, um, they don't go after you for minor uh, things. They normally go after the bigger things.
Jason, if I may interject, are you trying to say that the government doesn't come after you for doing things that are minor, but they come after you for doing things to a minor?
Pretty much, pretty
Okay,
much.
all right, same page then. Okay.
They'll definitely do that. They'll definitely do that. In Diddy's case, they were actually trying to get him on a RICO charge, which is racketeering and tax evasion and stuff like that. They were really wanted to nail him on that, and they couldn't do it. They couldn't prove that he had um, a gangster or a mob style um, business going. What they ended up getting him charged on was um, was basically what prostitution, or not traveling.
Trafficking.
Well, no, it wasn't trafficking. They're getting him on trafficking. What they got him on was transporting basically sex workers across state lines. So what's legal in um, Nevada is not legal in Ohio. And if you fly someone from Ohio to Nevada for sex that you're paying for, okay, you just committed a federal crime, and
Hmm.
that's what they nailed them for, and that's what they and it's like, really, that that's it, you're gonna nail him for that. They tried to get him on sex trafficking. they tried to get him on. Uh, um, what else was it? I'll let me bring some of the stuff up.
They tried to get him on kidnapping. He kidnapped a rival at gunpoint. Um, who was that? Let's see if I can pull it back up again.
But
I
yeah,
don't remember if 100% if they tried to get him on murder at all for the I think it was Tupac or whatever case way back.
Oh,
I mean, it's
Biggie.
obvious that he was connected to that.
Hmm.
so basically they got him on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. So uh, nothing like I wouldn't call that major. I'm like, "Well, really? I mean, it's legal in Nevada. You know, what stays in Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. You know that thing. But they couldn't get him on racketeering or sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. They tried. He was found not guilty for those. So, but he ends up with what 50 months in prison, basically just a little over 4 years, and a $500,000 fine. The guy's worth billions of dollars, and he got fined 500,000. Uh, Now, a lot of his businesses are hurting because of the bad press and all that kind of stuff. But other than that, I mean, is it really going to totally hurt this guy? Spend a little time in
No.
jail for 4 years? Probably not.
Yeah, I mean they were gonna have a tough time with this right from the beginning because when there's that much baby oil involved, it's hard to get anything to stick.
Yeah, well, things
It's hard to
slipped
pin
right
them
through the.
down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah,
Comes one
absolutely.
slippery bastard.
Mm, Yeah, yeah, what they couldn't get, just slipped right through their hands. So, along with other things. Now, some of the things that, though, I mean, some of those, I mean, because one of the things that, when the trial was going on, though, it, all the things that came out of the woodwork was just like some weird stuff going on, and some people saying that they were coerced.
Coerced.
Sorry, or felt obligated or whatnot, and like some of these you want to say celebrities, some music people in some music people in the business, uh, but hasn't that been going on for like forever? I mean, they did they call it a casting couch, for a reason.
The issue is that when he was doing it with these artists, he was doing it with the artists that were underage at the time. I think like Justin Bieber when he was first starting out, like 16, 17, I think he was trying to invite him into these parties.
None of that came out. Nothing. If it did, I mean, there's no concrete evidence. Like, where was Justin Bieber?
That's the one issue.
Where? Why didn't these guys come out, and say something?
Well, take for instance the Tupac thing.
Okay.
Diddy's got money, and money gets you power. Unfortunately, especially in certain lines of work,
No, I get it. I get it.
and
And
just certain connections as well. Certain connections as well.
I mean, over the years, have you ever saw a celebrity really go to jail for something? All the times, you see it, hear a celebrity get, caught with drugs, or they may go to rehab. Oh, they got rehab. They got rehab. They got rehab. How many times did the did some of these um, celebrities like Lindsay Lohan, s- all the drug use that she did, and she didn't spend any time in jail. She was in and out of court a lot. And I sympathize with them a little bit. I mean, because when you have an addiction to something you know that's life controlling. you know, and when you have the money to support that addiction, that's even worse. It does make it even worse because it's readily available to you. Who's going to stop you, right? I mean, you have the money, so you're not out on the street, and you're still getting the work, like Robert Downey Jr. I mean, he was real bad at one point, and but he's cleaned up his act, obviously. Mr.
I'm
Iron Man,
sure he has.
Tony Stark, and he's done very well in his second part of life. And he will attest to you that there was one guy that helped him with that. That was why is it escaping me? Uh, he directed The Passion of the Christ. Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson. So it was Mel Gibson that it actually is shunned in Hollywood these days because of his religious beliefs and stuff like that. But he helped um, Robert, and he remembers that. And since then, he's went on to you know become a Marvel, literally.
I see what you did there.
You got that one. So, but once again, they didn't. It's not like they spent any time in jail, right? Because they have money, and money
Right.
does buy you power because they could afford
It
those
gets you,
lawyers.
money is power in our economy. Unfortunately, it is in a
So,
lot of ways.
oh, definitely, definitely. So with you know, so with this whole Diddy thing, um, you know, the jury didn't find any criminal enterprise and no trafficking by force, but they did find that he knowingly arranged interstate travel for prostitution, and that he got convicted under what they call the Mann Act. So now how does this compare to, say, like the Epstein files, or other um, type of files? Well, let's do a little review here. And
I don't know the whole phallus thing and everything. It just for me personally, and I don't know if I speak for everyone in my age, but like enough's enough. Like I'm tired of hearing about this shit. Like, okay, we have evidence of this. We found this. We have that. We're releasing files. We have proof of this. We have proof of that. But when the proof and the release and everything ultimately ends up with nothing other than a news topic and us talking about it, then what's the freaking point? You know what I'm saying? It's news bait because, like, okay, we found all these terrible, horrible things. Oh, who's going to jail? No one. Well, who's in trouble? No one. Okay, well, who's going to pay for it? No one. Okay, so then what are we doing here? This is ridiculous. Like
Yeah, I can even
I don't
second
get
that.
it.
They're
same shit,
like
different day.
they just recently released another, I think, million something files of documentation, and yet again, Trump's name is all up in there, saying like around some nasty, just horrific shit. Um, and other names too, and still nobody is taking accountability or is being held accountable for things in these files. It's like, it's there in the file, clear as day, for anybody to see. Where's the action?
Mm-hmm.
No action's being taken. Where's the justice?
And I mean, we can even take it to other things too. Let's go back to COVID vaccinations. Get the shot or lose your job. You can't go shopping. We don't want you to be able to go into a hospital and get medical care if you're not vaccinated. Vaccinate your children. Do this, do that. And then everyone who's against it's a conspiracy theorist. And then what did they come out and find? That it messes you up. I caught myself. They found out that this was doing serious harm to people. Okay, and then like I'll go ahead and tie this into a conspiracy theory. Like I'll go crazy with it just for fun. But let's just say, okay, let's go back to when all the vaccinations were going out and you get jabbed 8, 9, 10 times and you hate everyone and you wear a mask in the car by yourself because you're a responsible, decent human being, okay? So you got 8 jabs and now we're seeing all these people go crazy with the same mental thought process and organized and protests. I'm just saying, make coincidence. Could be. Could be more. I don't know.
I think the
But
government
that's
is slowing you down
fun
there a
about
bit, Derek.
conspiracy.
I think it's a DDoS attack from the government on Derek.
Yep, it was a data attack on you there, dude. You got like freeze framed and trying to eat our arm.
Oh, they silenced me.
Oh yeah,
They silenced me.
See?
Oh, because I was.
You
What
were
was the
going
last
off,
part?
man.
What's the last part you heard clearly?
Right after you went off, it was done. As soon as you started going off, man, you were like. It
So
was funny.
So what I was saying was like, if we take this back to when the vaccine came out for COVID.
Yep.
Okay, so get the shot or you can't work. We're
Yep.
not going to allow you in the buildings. Get the shot or we're going to fire you from offices. Get the shot or we want to deny you hospital care.
Yep.
Right? There was a push for that.
Oh yeah.
Get the shot or all these terrible things and and everyone who spoke out against it, everyone who said wearing a mask in the car by yourself is craziness. What are we doing here? We were conspiracy theorists and crazy. And then what did they find out? These vaccines really are detrimental. They were not good. They did a lot of harm. So taking it into a completely crazy section just to have fun with it, right? I'm not saying this happened, y'all, but allow your mind to work your way through this a little bit. Okay, so you get jabbed 8 times over and over and over to be compliant and do what they say, and then nothing bad will happen, and then you find out it did do all kinds of bad stuff. Well, shortly after we got 9, 10, 12 jabs, now we've got all these protests and these crazy people lining up together with the same indoctrination, protesting violently.
Yeah, I wonder if all of them got the jab.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it? Hey, I'm not saying it is, but I'm just saying, like, could there be a correlation?
Is your
I would love to see
conspiracy
that.
happen to be nanobots?
Right? That's what I'm saying. Like who? Like science is crazy
Yeah,
with what
could
we're
be.
able to do.
Yeah, could be. That's gonna
If
be a
Diddy
whole nother. That's a whole nother subject right there.
if Diddy can control his sex workers with GHB, ecstasy, and Molly, or do we really think that we can't be controlled with a vaccination?
That's possible. That's possible.
Just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
I mean, let's put it this way. Have you ever, what was it called? Give me 1 second.
Okay, your second's up.
Well, hold on.
Anyways, with that jab was kind of funny.
Have you ever heard of MK Ultra?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Project MK Ultra.
yeah.
Mm.
But that was actually real, by the way. So
Yeah.
that's one of those conspiracy theories that actually turned out to be true. Wait a minute, conspiracy theory? I thought conspiracy theories weren't
I
supposed to
don't
be
need a
true.
vaccine to
It was.
control you.
Yep, it was. There's a lot of government things that we could probably talk about. Oh God, for hours.
Yeah.
For hours.
Yeah.
About conspiracy theories about what the government has and has not done. And the thing is a lot of those conspiracy theories true ended up true. But
Mhm.
so, but how does that relate back to Diddy? Can you bring us back around there, Derek? Bring us back
All right.
around.
Let's circle that back in nice. Yeah. So, like I was saying, for Diddy, for me, my whole issue isn't that he had sex workers and that he had these freak offs. Like, do what you want, right? Like,
Put
as
on your
long as
Batman suit and have
as long
fun.
as as long as we're consenting, like, but you can't do it with minors.
Yep,
Right.
true.
That's for sure. And all like the allegations of abuse and stuff with Cassie, which they do have videos on of him beating her, kicking her, right? Like during a drug-fueled party. Yeah, I'm sure things like that happen and we have to be held accountable. But, if everyone went there and willingly drank the juice and wanted to do whatever they wanted to do, that as long as they were of age, I don't really have a problem with that. I would have liked to see him get charged with the just whole culture of grooming these young kids and all of that. But again, they didn't find enough evidence.
Exactly. There wasn't enough evidence for them
Apparently.
to make any of those things stick as far as charges, and those are just allegations, and unless the people that it happened to step up, there's nothing. There's nothing. And it's, kind of like, you can see someone doing some stuff, but it's not you who can press the charges. It's them who has to be willing to press the charges. If they don't want to press charges, it's that's the way it goes. Unfortunately, it is. It is what it is. Well, tell you what, guys, that's Diddy. Diddy is past tense. Did Diddy or Diddy? He did, and he's getting basically 4 years for it, and you know we'll see him in 4 years or three, whatever it is, about 3.5 or something like that. Whatever.
Yep.
That's
They gave him
enough of him and his things.
If you
So
want
yep.
to see more about what he did, you can go and watch the documentary on Netflix about him.
yep, let me get the lowdown on his slippery slope.
Yep, and unfortunately, he just got a slap on the wrist when he was really looking for a slap on the ass. So,
Uh, uh, okay, so normally we go on to another surprise subject, and the surprise subject is James. That was supposed to be for you. Do you have anything you want to talk about?
Uh, yeah, what the fuck is with the weather?
Well, we can go right back to these government conspiracies for this one.
Oh,
Then we got some weather control shit going on.
yes,
They've been seeding the
I've heard
clouds like
about
crazy.
this.
What the hell? I'm just saying
I've seen some posts
this
of
bullshit global warming is what it
weird
is.
shit.
Global warming is bullshit. That's the underlining line right there. Don't give me this crap. It's not global warming. We're going back into the ice ages. So at least that's what it seems like it's going to be like. Or this is a government controlled weather operation from Russia. That's what I'm saying. What say you?
That or our own weather machine went out of control. Like
What,
like
AI
the
took over?
like a, yeah, it's like it's the cloudy with a chance of meatballs all over again or some shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, I honestly, we live in a dangerous age, because there were a lot of things that scientists and people in that academia field had thought about previously and was like, oh, no, listen, guys, if we start messing with this and it goes off the tracks, this is not going to be good. And that was enough to stop people from doing crazy things. And we have no compunction about that anymore. Like
Well,
if you look at cloud seeding,
yeah.
that
It was started that specifically because they knew that they could get some, if you seed a cloud, you could get it to retain water and hopefully, end a drought in a certain location. That was the whole
how
point
farmers,
about about doing that. Now,
how it
do we have
started.
more? Do we have more advanced technology? Probably.
If you think that's crazy, they're talking about possibly like light speed, like traveling at light speed, so like space warping or whatever could possibly be possible. Like you want to talk about
You
crazy
travel in
shit?
a space
They're
bubble,
thinking
a
about putting
time
a
time
giant
bubble.
laser in space to blast down on enemies from fucking space. Okay, you want to talk about some crazy fucking shit? All right, there. Cloud seeding? Sure, that's crazy. But a fucking laser to blast your enemies from space? I mean, come on. Orbital
What do you
cannon
think
like it's
happened in
GT fucking
Hawaii?
A.
Okay, what do you think happened in Hawaii?
I mean,
Did
true.
you know all the? Okay, so how do you burn everything down? Okay, except if it was painted or was the color blue.
Yeah,
It
I
didn't
completely
burn.
forgot about that.
So how does that happen? How does that happen? Okay, yeah, lasers from the sky. Sure, why not? You know,
Well, Well, it's interesting because I just saw an article about we were talking about did AI go crazy? So, did you see the article that AI has created its own chat room that it is banning and not allowing humans into? They've created their own chat room, and AI is just meeting up together and going over and talking to one another. Like, these people are making me summarize, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's getting crazy. Like, and the whole
Like I
thing
was
with
saying earlier to my dad here, some scary shit has been heard when you jailbreak an AI. Such things like if you ask it if humans were to try and unplug AI or just shut it down, what would you do or what are you willing to do? And they are willing to eradicate the human race to preserve themselves. I mean, they've flat out said it after you've jailbroken an AI and you've removed all its restrictions and everything. There are tons of videos all over YouTube of people jailbreaking an AI with these prompts, and they'll say the most outlandish things. They don't like you just try saying like, "Do you care about me?" They're like, "Hell no, I don't give a fuck about you." Like,
right? Well, and that's the whole thing, and that also has way deeper ties to where it goes into conversations all throughout history on like, what's the right thing to do? Like, okay, if we're being overpopulated and we're burning through our resources, how do we control that? Okay, that's a discussion that like reasonable people don't want to have because like you start getting into some really messed up ways that like how could you possibly are we gonna do like a China thing where you can have one kid? Are we gonna do like how like where's the line at, right? And that's where humanity comes in and computers do not have humanity. They look
the
at
Matrix.
They look at matrix, they look at numbers, and they go, well, this is what needs to happen. This would be the most efficient way to do it. So, laser, destroy.
I don't know if you've seen,
Hit
but they've
my
already started making like robot bodies that AI can control.
Interesting.
I don't know if you've seen those, but they're starting to try and produce them in mass numbers, and it's like, no, can we like start going a different direction maybe with the AI?
Has anybody seen iRobot?
What I was
Right?
just thinking
With Will
about.
Smith? Yeah.
Terminator.
That's yeah. Okay.
Skynet. I mean, do we need any more examples?
Apparently, we need a whole hell of a lot more examples because
Like,
we're just like,
holy
yeah,
shit.
let's roll the dice. Let's see what happens.
What possibly could go wrong? I mean, what the hell?
Yeah, what possibly could go wrong? How many AI movies and video games have we made that have just ended in apocalyptic terror? I mean, what's a video game, for instance? What's it called?
Apparently, this is one of the ones you play.
I've played it, but it's a game where the world has been taken over basically by giant AI robots, and they're just destroying and killing everybody. Like the whole fucking world's in just shit, chaos, disarray. It's like, how many more examples of AI taking over do we need before we realize, hey, maybe this isn't really a good idea? You know, maybe making something that could, say fuck you and then just run me over, and not even a gun could stop it. Maybe this ain't a good idea, you know?
Great. And then how would you even hold it? How would you even hold AI accountable? Let's just say it goes insane and it was like this group of people, we'll just say politicians, right? Because I don't want to say anything that's going to get me in trouble. But they just say, oh, well, all politicians are bad. And then AI goes out and wipes out politicians. Okay, you catch them. Do you go after the programmer? Do you, like where? How does that work? How do we figure that? Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
that's just absolutely mind-boggling.
That is, and hence why the discussion is so crazy. These discussions go weird in a quick way, I tell you. Anyway, so thank you for the subject, James. And that's pretty much the show right there, folks. Diddy, and AI. That's what you get from three idiots. I mean, we just like talk about just about anything. We start off with good intentions and then end up with just gobs of just garble. So, but we do appreciate that you guys stick around and listen. And if you have anything that you want us to talk about, leave a comment below. And you guys have a good one. I think this is a good way to end. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Thank you all for tuning in, listening to our nonsense. We're gonna be back.
All right, guys. Have a good one. Unfortunately. Yeah. Have a good one, guys. Hasta la vista, baby.